Welcome, creative souls. I am so excited that you are here for our healing art retreat. We're ready to get started. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to know, what was the reason that you signed up? What is it that you want to get out of this retreat tonight, so that I make sure that I am here to serve? This is something that I am so honored to do. I've been doing this for several years now, over 6 years. And to be able to share the gift of art, to share the gift of healing with all of you is just, it makes my soul happy. So I am so grateful that you are here. So go ahead and put in the chat what it is that you would like to work on, what you want to learn, so that I can be able to serve you tonight. And as we do that, I'm going to be looking at those comments. Do you mind if I pull one of our cards to see what the universe wants to give us tonight? Is that okay? Yep. Okay, cool. Joanne said yes. Thank you, Joanne. Let me pull a card and shuffle it. I'm going to be looking at your comments too. Welcome if you are a new person to the group. Excited that you are joining us. And if you have been here for a while, I've been doing this for about a little over 6 years now. And we have people that come back again and again. And this particular retreat is really cool. I invite people to do it more than one time, because I see it as more of like a pre-test, post-test, meaning that you're going to see transformation. You're going to see transformation in your art. You're going to see transformation in your life. You're going to say, hey, I used to do things this way, and now look what's happening now. You can see it in your art. So that's what's really, really cool about this process. So that's what's fun about coming back and doing it again. Okay, I'm pulling a card, and this is my Oracle deck, The Art of Healing and Manifesting. And on one side is my artwork, and then on the other side is a little message from the universe. So this is a little crowned bird and a frangipani, and then it says, follow the signs. So our message for tonight says, follow the breadcrumbs of signs that are moving you closer to your desire. What messages are showing up for you on your path? Ooh, so let's see what comes up in our art tonight. I'm sure there's going to be some breadcrumbs, some signs for you, because that's what our soul is giving us, right? And it comes through the artwork, which is really amazing. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to just look at some of the comments here about what you are wanting to focus on. Megan said she likes some friendship and inspiration. She says she's a cancer patient working through so many different emotions. All right, so you are in the right place. Okay, this is all about community. It's all about sharing and supporting each other. Okay, Kelly says she's a therapist and she's here to take care of herself. All right, some self-care and embrace the creativity without self-judgment. Actually, that's one of our rules for this evening, just to give you a heads up, is we're not going to have any kind of judgment tonight. Just let it go. There's no good or bad. Just what comes, comes, right? I do invite you to turn on your camera so that I can see your beautiful faces. It always makes me happy to connect with you in that way. And if you have any distractions, any kind of tabs open, you're welcome to close those off, just so that you can be open and present, and just come with an open heart, okay? I'm just reading another one here. It says, Dee has been suffering from severe exhaustion and caregiving fatigue. And her daughter is now 18 and continue to need daily medical care. Ooh, so I know you definitely need some self-love. Definitely feeling that for you. And I'm so happy you're here, because that's why we're doing this work. All right. Beautiful. All right. So some other things that you might be interested in connecting with tonight is we are going to be tapping into learning some new techniques. So whether you are an experienced artist or maybe you're just starting out, it's okay. Whatever you create tonight, even if it's stick figures, is totally fine. Okay. We're going to be doing a little journey of self-discovery. Okay. And we're going to learn how to regulate our emotions through art. So within this 3 days, if you're staying for the 3 days, we are going to be having some transformations happening. If you're staying for the 5 days, that's really awesome too. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about some of the materials that we're going to be using tonight, okay? I recommend using an art journal. Why? Because you can keep everything all in one place, right? So part of that VIP, I asked, if you would like me to send you a journal, I would. But even if you didn't have any materials, even if you had just copy paper and a pencil, you could still join us tonight, okay? Because you could still use that. If you haven't received your art journal yet, that's no worries. It's going to be on its way. You can always use like watercolor paper, mixed media paper. This is actually a piece of copy paper. You can fold it and put it right in, and you can actually tape it into your journal. Okay. So just kind of giving you a heads up there. I do recommend using markers. I have a huge set myself. If you're familiar with using paints and you want to get a little bit creative with your paints, watercolors, acrylics, you can do that. It's not necessary. I was saying markers, oil pastels for this evening. We will be getting into painting on Thursday and Friday, a little bit more expressive there with motion, okay? So that is what we're going to be using for materials tonight. Just thinking of any other questions that you might have, you're welcome to place those into the chat and my team will help and assist you there, okay? All right, so are we ready to get started? You got a thumbs up? Yes? Woo! Okay, got the fireworks, and I think that we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and share my screen with you. Give me one moment. Oh, Natasha says she wants emotional regulation for herself and helping my kids regulate because it's exhausting. You're in the right place. That is why we are here. Beautiful. Okay. So we are in day 1, a journey to self-discovery. So I'm going to just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Leo Guzman, and I'm a board certified art therapist. I've been practicing for over 23 years. I can't believe it. Time goes by so fast. Yes. About 10 years now, which is amazing. And I've had so many experiences and opportunities come to me because of showing up and doing this work. For one of them is, being able to offer these type of retreats. I've been able to write 5 art therapy books. One of them, Essential Art Therapy Exercises, has been translated into 6 different languages, which is really, really awesome. And it's also given me the opportunity to create the Creative Soul Society membership, which I can't believe this August is going to be 6 years. Yes, we're going to have an anniversary party of the 6 years that we've been doing this. And it's a weekly meetup. We meet every Monday evening and we gather to create art for self-care. And the reason that I started it wasn't because it's like, oh, let's just get together. It was because I was having my own dark night of the soul, where I was feeling bouts of depression and really high anxiety. And I was like, what is going on? Why am I feeling this way? And the truth is that I was giving to everybody and I wasn't giving back to myself. I was practicing some people pleasing, which I'm a recovering people pleaser now, but I got to a point where I got really burned out and I needed something. I needed some stability. I needed something to anchor me. And being able to create the membership and have that accountability of showing up for myself every week and to create literally changed my life. Like this is how I was able to write all these books. And this is why I've been able to show up and step into the life that I really, really love. So I know that this work is super powerful, right? And it can transform your life when you actually practice, right? So you got to do it on the regular. So I know that I'm much happier when I'm creating, and I know that everyone around me probably feels the same way. Okay, so for tonight, we are going to be discovering unconscious blocks through our journaling. So we're going to use our journaling to uncover and understand the hidden obstacles that shape your emotions and behaviors. You're also going to learn some new coping skills. Each day, you're actually going to be using a new technique that you can repeat over and over and see what comes up. So these are practical creative strategies to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and creativity. And then at the end, this is one of my favorite parts, is that we get an opportunity to share. So I do spend about like 10 minutes at the end where I pick a few people to share. We do dive deeper on our VIP days and in our Creative Soul Society group, where we share longer and we do breakout rooms so that you can actually connect more in community. But for this evening, I'm going to try to honor your time and keep it at that hour mark. We might go over because you might have questions and things, but I just want to be able so that you get an idea of how it runs. Okay. This picture I actually posted in our Facebook group. I hope everyone here has joined the Creative Soul Online Retreat group. And I love doing giveaways. So this is my latest book. It's called Essential Artist Therapy for Youth. And I love to pick people who participate, meaning that you create art tonight, you post it into this thread that I posted this picture in the Facebook group. You post your art there, and then you comment on 3 other people's art, right? Like what you see or how you want to support them. And this is just a really great way to connect with other creative souls here and share your work, because that's really important for you to show up and share. So I invite you to do that, and I'll let you know who is going to be getting one of these books. Okay. And each night I'll be doing giveaways. I'll give away some courses in the next 2 nights. All right. So for tonight, we are actually going to be doing the Dawn Jones assessment. It's one of my favorite art experiences where you really gain some insight about yourself. So we're going to be going on a journey. I'm going to show you a little drawing technique before we start, but what we'll need is either 4 pages in your journal where you're going to write 1 on one page, 2 on the second page, 3 and 4. So you need 4 pages, right? Or you can actually fold your paper in half and then you can make it into a little book and it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You get to choose that. So I'm going to let you get your paper ready now of just putting 1, 2, 3, 4 on 4 different pages. And then I'm going to walk you through the visualization. But before we begin that, let me just give me 1 second. For those of you who are like, I don't know how to draw, don't worry. I'm going to just give you a really quick technique here. And I always like to teach technique in our Creative Soul Society and when I do these retreats, because I know that we're all at different places, right? We have to start somewhere. So when you think about drawing, we're going to be drawing maybe some animals, maybe we're going to be drawing some people, we're going to be drawing some nature scenes. Everything starts with a shape, all right? So all you have to do is put the shapes together. So when you're thinking about like a circle, right? That could be a head. You're thinking about a neck. That could be a square. When you're thinking about the body, it could be an oval, right? You're thinking about the legs, it's a rectangle, another rectangle, even the arms, rectangle, oval, fuller hand. So it's just making shapes and literally just putting them together, right? And even if I wanted to do some sort of animal here, it could be an oval, a circle, right? And you can add some triangles. Maybe they have some big teeth, right? So I just want you to get playful, but I want you to have some structure. So we're going to be some building up some things and thinking about a ground line and then be adding and blocking in a color. Okay. So I'm not showing you any color here, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how to put your images together. All right. So let's get started. You ready? Okay. All right. Lula said, yes, she's ready. Okay, perfect. I like getting those thumbs up. Let me know that you're ready and we will get started. And I'm going to go ahead. Yes. Okay, beautiful. Let me share my screen again. So we got our pages numbered. And we're going to start off with a visualization. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and get comfortable. Okay. And just relax. So we're going to you can look at this beautiful image in front of you. Okay. And then I'm going to invite you, if you feel comfortable enough, to just close your eyes and just have that image in front of you in your headspace, right? And just imagine yourself, and it is your day off. You have no plans, nothing is on your agenda. And you have been driving by this beautiful field of flowers throughout your week, and you're like, you know what? I just want to go explore. You saw that there was a little path in there. And you're like, you know what? I just want to walk through it and enjoy the sunshine. So you take yourself over there, you drive yourself over there, you get out of your car, and you start walking through this beautiful path of flowers. The sun's out. It feels really crisp air. And you walk all the way through this path, smelling these beautiful flowers, and you get to the end of this path, but actually it's a tree-lined forest, right at this edge. And you see that the path continues into the forest. You're like, wow, well, I got the day off. I might as well keep going on this adventure. So you continue on this path. And you're walking through the forest, and the light is still shining through the trees, and you can hear the birds chirping. And as you're walking, you start to hear some water, and it sounds like a stream. And you're walking towards it, and you see there's this large stream of rushing water in front of you. And you see that the path continues on the other side. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is to think for yourself, how do you get to the other side? Okay? I don't want you to think too hard, but whatever comes to you, you're going to draw out on page 1, the first page, draw out how you cross the river. Okay? So this is the directions. You're welcome to open your eyes and see it. And you take out your drawing materials. You can sketch it out with a pencil. You can color it in however you want to. And I'm going to keep the time. I'm going to put some music on. And we're going to do about like 6 minutes each so that you can sketch this out and start drawing. Okay? And I'm going to just stop share for 1 second so I can put some music on. And if for some reason you don't like the music, you are welcome to turn down the volume and come back in 6 minutes. For those of you who are asking in the chat, you are just drawing out how you got across the river. Okay, I'm going to give you another minute to continue drawing. I'm just reading your comments, asking, how wide is the river, or is it a stream? Well, this is your imagination, right? This is where you get to choose. And so that's with art. There's always like a million ways that you can do anything, but it's also about trusting your intuition. And there's no wrong way to do this, okay? We're just creating and seeing what comes up for us. Oh, I like some people are already putting in the chat with how they're getting across, because everyone's going to be getting over that river or through the river in different ways. All right, well, congratulations. You made it. You made it across the river. Tina's like, do you want us to show you? We will get there. We'll get to show and tell. It's like my favorite part. But we do it at the end. And there's actually 4 parts to this drawing series, this journey that we're on. We just did part 1. And even if you didn't get to put all the details and all the colors that you wanted to put in, don't worry. You can come back to this. All right? But I do want to keep going on the journey because we're here to explore and find out what's happening, right? I love it. Cheryl says she would like to roll up her pants and walk and then swim. Going right in. All right. So like I mentioned, you made it through whatever way that you did it, whether you flew over, you swam through it, you got to the other side. And we're going to continue on this journey together, right? So the path continues on, but it's actually going up a very large, I want to say not a mountain, but a huge hill, right? It has this huge hill and you're like, you could see the top and you're like, I want to get there. And it's a switchback path. So it goes to the right, it goes to the left, and you're really excited. Like, this is such a great day. It's like your day off, you're going on this hike. Didn't even know that you were going to be on this adventure. And you're going up this hill and you're going back and forth and back and forth. And then all of a sudden, this wild animal jumps up in front of you. Now, what do you do? Okay, this is where you get to use your imagination. I didn't say what kind of animal. This is what you get to pick, right? And how do you respond? What do you do? Because you're continuing on your journey, but what do you do? So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put the directions on the screen. Okay, I'm going to ask you to draw out what you do. Oh, let me go to slideshow. So that's the path, you're going up the path. And here's the directions. A wild animal confronts you. So you're going to draw out the wild animal and how you continue on your path. And again, I will hold the time. You're doing this on page 2. Okay, so everyone should be on page 2 now. This is the second part in our drawing series. And I'm going to go ahead and put on 6 minutes. I'm going to play some music and then I'll put the directions back up. So we are on drawing number 2, second page. And remember, your animal is just shapes. You're putting circles, triangles, rectangles together. Everything is just shapes. So just play, no judgment. All right, well, we made it past that scary creature, that wild animal. You did it. Congratulations. We can continue on the path. I was loving seeing all the answers written in the chat box, letting us know how you responded. And someone said they did something similar several months ago. Well, this is cool. I actually did this retreat last year, and the same directive. And that's was I invite you to look at what you did a year ago and look at what you're doing now and see if the responses are different. How are you responding in this way? Okay. All right. So we're going to continue on this journey, and I'm going to give you, someone's like, well, I want to know the answer. You're like, why am I doing this? At the end, I will explain more about why we are doing this, but you have to stay till the end because we're going to continue on the journey, right? So we are continuing up to the top of this really big hill because you can see the top and you're like, you want to go there. So you're going back and forth on this switchback mountain, this big hill, and the weather is starting to change. It's getting really muggy. And I live here in Miami. And when it gets muggy, you know what that means? It's gonna rain. And you look up and you see this giant cloud just moved right on top of you. And you're like, what? Oh no. So you start running to get to the top of the mountain because you're like, there must be some shelter. There's gotta be something. If it starts raining, you're gonna get really wet. And it does. It starts raining and hailing and it is coming down. It's starting to lightning. You're like, no. So you're running. You get to the top of this big hill and you see there's actually a cave so you can get some shelter. So you're running towards this cave for the shelter. And right in front of it are two scary creatures protecting the cave. But you got to get inside because it's raining and it's hailing and it's lightning. So what do you do to get past these two scary creatures? Okay, so I'm going to put the directions up. And again, you're going to use your imagination to get by. Oh, I actually called them monsters in the in the text, but they could be creatures too. So here's the directions. I'm going to go ahead and put the music on. I will hold the time for you. I'm going to give you 6 minutes to work. And I love seeing your responses in the chat of how you're responding to these situations, these challenges. I'm going to put some music on. Just give me 1 second. cave is actually a good place. I know some of you are scared to go inside, but it's actually a really nice cave. And remember, this is your imagination. Okay, we do have another minute. And I'm loving seeing all your responses in the chat. They're very funny. All right. This is awesome. You made it inside the cave. Even those of you who are scared, I understand. I felt that way before too. But you did it, and you're safe in the cave. It's not raining, right? You're in this cozy space. It's dark, and you're kind of tired. It was a long journey that you've had. You know, your day off. You thought it was just like a little walk in the flowers, and you end up in a cave, right? So it's quiet, it's dark, and you sit down and you're comfortable. You're like, you know what? The sound of the rain pattering is really nice and relaxing. And you're like, I'm gonna just take a little nap. I'm gonna close my eyes just for a moment, and you put your hands like this as a pillow. And as you close your eyes and start dozing off, you hear something. So you open your eyes and you actually see something. There's something in the cave with you. So this is your opportunity to draw out what is in the cave with you. All right? And again, I'm going to hold some space for you, and you're going to draw out your drawing. I'll play some music, and then we'll get into what this is all about. All right? So have fun with this. No judgment, right? Enjoy yourself here. And I'm going to put the directions up. We've got 2 more minutes. All right. I know you might not be finished with your drawing. And like I said, we're going to be talking for a little bit and you can continue drawing because you're in your own space and you have your own art material. So you can continue on. But I do want to, because it's already 10 minutes to the hour, and I want to be able to dive deeper with you all and give you an explanation of what these mean, just for your own self-discovery, right? When I first did this drawing series, I learned a lot about myself, and I'll share with you when I share this chart about how we respond to situations, right, that we're not even aware of. Sometimes we have unconscious blocks, we have reactive ways that we respond to situations that we are not aware of. And the purpose of doing this 4-part series is to say, hey, how do I naturally respond to situations? So there's no good or bad, there's no right or wrong, there's no judgment here. Okay, that was one of the rules, there's no judgment. It's just an observation. We're like, I did it this way, but could I do it another way if this isn't feel good? If this doesn't feel right, I could possibly try it in another way because the situation is going to happen in my life again, because that's how the universe works, that's how the world works. Challenges happen and you can respond differently. Okay, so just keep that in mind when I show you this next slide, because we're going to dive into what each one of the drawings mean. Okay, and you can screenshot this slide too, because it might help you understand a little bit more. Okay, you ready? All right. Okay. So coping skills. I told you earlier we're going to learn about coping skills. Okay, so actually the first slide, the first drawing, doesn't necessarily relate to this one. Maybe I should stop share for a second. Well, I'll just talk around it. So the first one was that we were going to cross the river, right? So the question here is, did you do it all by yourself or did you get support? Okay, and this is just where you can write on, oh, I got some balloons. You can write this on your journal of, did you like roll up your jeans or your pants and you went like walking or swimming in that river to get to the other side? That's doing it by yourself. Okay, so for example, the first time that I did this, I did it all by myself. I just like rolled up my jeans and I just went right into this river and got to this other side and I was all wet. And I tend to go through challenges all by myself. I'm always like, oh, I can do this all by myself. And I make it so much harder for myself. I really should get help. So getting help is represented symbolically, whether you found some rocks to go on, maybe you found a bridge, maybe you created your own bridge with a log, maybe you had some wings that came out of your back and you flew over. I've seen a lot of different drawings, a lot of great imaginations with this. So it's just asking that simple question is, what is your like go-to? Is it easy for you to ask for help and you get support, whether it's from a higher power, whether it's through asking people, or do you go by yourself? Not that one's better than the other. It just means that it's kind of your natural inclination. And if it is your natural inclination, could you try it another way, right? So, for example, for me, I could say, hey, maybe I could lean on people a little bit more versus always feeling like I have to do things on my own, right? And vice versa. Okay. Okay, someone found a bridge. Yeah, so there's going to be like so many different ways that you can do it. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way, just kind of observation. Okay, now the next two drawings relate to this chart right here about being assertive, passive, aggressive, or passive aggressive. And the funny thing here is that when the first time I did this, I couldn't believe that I picked passive aggressive in my drawings. And I'm going to show you how these show up. I was like, no, that's not me. And then I had to give myself like a week of like looking at my interactions with people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so passive aggressive. So this was like the people pleaser time of my life where I was passive aggressive and didn't realize it, meaning that I was saying yes to a lot of things when I really wanted to say no. Okay. And I'll show you how that shows up in your drawings. So if we are assertive in our drawings, it's going to be that we are able to speak up, right? And in the first drawing, which was I'm sorry, in drawing number two, where we are confronted by this wild animal. This wild animal is probably needing something from us. It's coming to us. Not we're going to them, it's coming to us. So when someone comes to us with their needs, how do we respond? Are we open? Are we loving? Are we assertive? Or are we responding in a passive way, meaning that are we avoiding the situation, avoiding the person, the thing, the job, the boss, the parent, the obligation, the challenge? Are we avoiding it in some way? Are we running away? Are we hiding? Right? So that will show up like you're freezing in the drawing, like you're running away, not confronting it. Or you might be really aggressive. Maybe you shot that wild animal, right? Maybe you used force. Maybe you yelled. Maybe you said something mean, right? And we've all done this. We're human. We make mistakes and we act out in ways. We become reactive. So, like I said, don't judge yourself. But it's like, hey, how did this play out, right? And then we have the passive aggressive, meaning that in my drawing, I remember I got a stick and then I scared it with the stick and then I ran off, right? So I had some like aggressiveness and then I had some passiveness for running off, right? And that time, this was really eye-opening. I was like, wow, I was really doing this in my, my relationships with people. I would say yes to a lot of people and I really didn't want to. I'd go off and I'd complain like, why did I say yes? And I didn't want to do this, that type of thing. So it was kind of a pattern, right? And I was unconscious of it. So this was really cool for me that I got to see that show up, okay? Now that's in drawing, that second drawing. Now the third drawing, we're using this same chart here. And how do we, when we need to get our needs met, and we have to go up to people to say, hey, can I get into that cave? Hey, can I have my raise? Hey, can I have this? Can I have this? Like when you have certain needs, right? How are you responding? Now, there are some people in here that said they wanted to skip and avoid and not even, have any interaction with these animals or these monsters, right? And some of you thought there was even worse things in the cave. Are you that type of thinker that you always think that there could be even worse things happening, right? We got to catch ourselves, right? And some people here, I was looking at the comments, they were praying and they were using other resources. So some of them gave them food or sang, or, they were like finding other ways to interact to get their needs met. How cool is that? So that's what I'm saying. That's what I loved reading the comments, because there's a million different ways to respond. But when you break it down, it's like, well, am I being assertive? Am I able to speak my needs? Am I able to connect and problem solve, right? Really just like utilizing those problem solving skills to express that need. Am I being passive? Am I being aggressive, right? Or am I being passive aggressive? So I have not looked at the comments and I see there's 98, so I'm not sure if I can get through those. But I love that you are responding, and I'm hoping that you get some insight. And even if you don't get the insight tonight, I'm saying like take a screenshot, sit with it. There's going to be challenges, I promise you, in the next week that happen, because that's how life is. See what your initial response is, right? See what your initial knee-jerk reaction is, and then ask yourself, is like, hey, do I want to respond this way, or is there another way that I can respond, right? Okay. Now the last one, are you guys getting what I'm putting down here? I haven't been able to get through all these comments, but are we understanding about getting your needs met? This is making sense. Oh, I love the fireworks. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Benita. She's like, yes. Okay, cool. Now the last one is more about an emotional level. Okay. This is like Jungian psychology of like, what do you see in the cave, right? So let me stop share here and now I can see you all. And I want you to identify the initial feeling of what you saw in the cave. Some of you, a lot of you, it made me cry because a lot of you said you saw your father, your dad in the cave. And my dad recently passed a week and a half ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, I bet I would see him in the cave too. So I feel you for those of you who said that, right? So a lot of people in the cave, it's that emotional need of like, what does your soul want to experience, right? What is your soul, it might be a feeling of safety. It might feel like a cozy bunny, or it might be someone that's passed or a pet that has passed. You might be like having some fear, anxiety, depression in your life, and that might show up symbolically in the cave. There's no judgment here. It's just being open to explore, hey, what is this underlying feeling that I'm holding right now, right? And this is where you get to dive deeper into that. Be like, oh yeah, that's showing up for me. Or maybe that's something that I want more of. Maybe I want more connection with that certain thing that's there, right? Oh, thank you. You've all been so amazing. This community is so amazing. I felt like when I told you all, because we meet weekly in the Creative Soul Society, and it just felt like a really like a warm hug from all of you. And I want to be able to give that back back to you, because I know that we go ups and downs. That's how life is, right? So I definitely want to offer that to all of you as well. Okay. So just looking at what is there, no judgment, just some self-discovery, and that's what this is all about, just seeing where we're at in our life and honoring those feelings, whether they're good, they're bad, that's what's beautiful, right? That we get to experience life in all these different ways. And then make art about it. How cool. So I don't want you to stop drawing or creating or writing or whatever that you're doing right now. Keep going with it. I'm going to be talking just a little bit more, and then we're going to do some shares. And this is always fun because show and tell is like my favorite thing in elementary school. And now I get to do it for a living. It's like show and tell. What did you make? Right? So, yeah, we're going to move into that. But I'm going to just share a couple more slides. And this is just talking about this experience and about diving deeper. And I do want to read all those responses, and I'll get to them. I'm sure I will. Okay. So make sure you screenshot this one. That's a good one. Okay. So just letting you know that we do have this VIP experience. And this is like when I do these retreats, I do invite you into this because you get to spend a whole 5 days doing more of this work of self-discovery. I also give you a art journal, which is a lot of fun, right? You get to fill it up, and you get to fill it up with the Creative Soul Society membership information, right? So we do meet every Monday evening. For the month of May, we're going to be doing watercolor explorations. People are wanting to know more techniques, so we're going to dive into that. And in June, we're going to be doing a soul series portraits. So it's all about self-reflection through our own portraits. And then in July, we're going to do more mixed media, like collage and sculpture work. So it's all with a healing twist, okay? The 2 days that we're going to have our Thursday, Friday, we're going to do symbols of change, and then art for transformation. These will be painting. So we get out our paintbrushes, again, picking out personal symbols, which we're going to find out in the next 2 days, some of our personal symbols, and probably came out in your drawings tonight. I'm sure your symbols are hidden in there as well. So we're going to bring those out and find out the meaning of those. And then we're going to be doing an emotional landscape on day 5, one of my favorite things to do. Oh, and this is the art journal. It's I get them from Jerry's Artorama. They're called Reflections. They're really nice mixed media paper that holds paint, it holds collage, watercolor, ink. They're really nice. And then I'll send you all the recordings. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the 30-day trial. So it is a 30-day trial, like I was mentioning. We meet on Monday evenings, and it automatically renews. It's $37 a month. If you don't like it, you can totally cancel. It's totally fine if it's not a fit, but it's really awesome. We have different paths, which I want to talk to you about. I've had this membership, it's going to be 6 years, I can't believe it, in August. And what I've done, this is something new that I want to share with you, is that we're organizing the content, right? We have so many amazing artists, so many amazing art therapists that come in and share their gifts with us. And what I've decided, I picked my top 5, and I wanted to create a path so that you can go from understanding your own visual language to seeing how you can use art to transform your life. So the end result of these 5 different videos that I picked from our library is like, if you want to transform your life through art, that would be the end goal. I'm going to talk about the 5 stages. So you'll be able to get this, the links to this in the Creative Soul Society membership. So the first one, visual language. How important is this? It's finding out through your artwork, like your visual language, right? We're going to be diving into those watercolors and doing feeling wheels and matching emotions to colors, things like that. But this is also, creating your own vocabulary with your art. Regulating your nervous system, a really cool art journaling technique from Sarah Schroeder. It's her one that we use for regulating the nervous system so that you can feel grounded. Knowing your self-worth. So important to know that you're worthy of all your desires. So it's stepping into the version of you and just believing in yourself, right? And art can do that. Art can build you up. And then healing emotional wounds. Well, we have a whole section about trauma and different techniques that you can use to heal trauma. So I picked one in particular about the shadow self and looking at our shadow and being able to release the wounds that we may hold. And then lastly, my favorite is our vision boarding. So it's one of our vision boarding experiences that we do every year in creating our epic life. So I have certain techniques that I like to use, and I share this with you. All right, so these are some comments from members. Wonderful experience, love it. And we have Rebecca Bourne. This is if you're interested in signing up for the VIP. It's leahguzmanstudio.com VIP. And I do want to invite Patricia Lewis. She's one of our members. She posts almost every day in the Creative Soul Facebook group, and she is so awesome, her energy. I'm going to stop share. I'm going to see if she's here. Patricia, let me see. Are you here? Are you able to unmute yourself? Let me see if I can find you. I don't know if she's able to unmute herself. Let me see here. Oh, there she is. Patricia, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, I just did. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can
Can you
see
hear
you.
me?
Yeah, let me add
Can
a
you see me?
spotlight. Hi. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. I just wanted you to, if you don't mind, you've been a member for about over a year now. Is that right?
Yes. So last year, April, I joined your retreat and I kind of just lingered around in on the website
Yeah.
and I was posting pictures and things like this, but I didn't participate in reading the books or anything adventurous like that. I didn't commit. That's probably the best word to use
Okay.
because
You were like
I
on
was
the edge.
just, yeah, well, exactly. And I got more and more curious about what actually was happening on Mondays because coming Monday morning, there were all these posts of, what everybody created that night. And so that's when I joined a little late, but
Oh,
I've
you're
been a
not.
member for a year now.
So tell us about any transformations that you've had in the past year of being able, because you really have stepped in and you create all the time and you're always sharing the love. So tell us a little bit about that transformation that you've had.
So I retired 4 years ago and I was going through some major grief also. the loss of my son. And when I joined the group, it was like having a little family of creative people that uh, we, you know, they I would post a picture, something that I would feel like, oh, this is actually silly. I don't know if I want to post this. And then all of a sudden all these comments would come, oh, I love this, this is great. And I never had this in my whole life. And I kind of like I love watercolors now, but I had a bad experience with watercolors because if you mix the colors together, you could just get one huge pile of brown.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you take that under the sink and you rinse off all of the colors and then they're nice and fresh again. I didn't know any of this stuff. So um it's been a very uh adventurous and self-nurturing, and I quit vaping, which is huge.
Congratulations. That is huge. Do you feel like you're going to the art as like instead of going to the vaping, you're like moving into it
Exactly.
as a coping?
Exactly. I sit down and I draw little pictures, and then I have them sitting there. I have multiple places where I have my little projects. And then later on, after I do some chores, because they gotta get done too. Otherwise my husband will be upset if all I do is art.
Yeah.
Can't I will go crazy on the other
Right.
side too. So
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Patricia. And is there anything that you want to say to someone that's like how you were at the beginning? You were on the fence, you were just kind of lurking around. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody about?
yeah, don't be scared. Don't
Yeah.
be scared. I did this for a treat for myself, a reward for myself. Um it's like it's like going to, an art class downtown, but I don't have to leave my house. I can be in my pajamas while we go on the Zooms and go over the book and paint and draw and, you know, have connection that way.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Patricia. It's so awesome seeing your face. And I love seeing your
Thank you
art.
for having
Like
me.
every day, you're always posting, and I love it. It's just like sunshine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia.
Bye.
Bye bye. Awesome. So that was really, really amazing to hear Patricia. And like I said, she's been with us for over a year, which is amazing. I want to see, I'm going to share the screen. If you guys are interested in joining us, you're welcome to. And then we're going to pick, for those of you who would like to share their art, I'll pick a few people. I know we're running over the hour, but I would like a few people to share their artwork if you had some cool insight. Now, someone might say, hey, I'm not sure what I've learned about myself yet. That's okay. Give yourself a week to see how you're responding in your life and then relate it back to your art. Okay. And if you're wanting to do the VIP, this is just the steps. It's that green button at the bottom, and then you just fill out the form, and then you have access to the membership. Okay. So just want to give you a heads up there. And we do have some people. Beth. Okay, the only thing, if you have a screen in the back, when you hold up your work, it might not be able to show. So I just kind of want to give you a heads up there. Sometimes we have a little bit of a glitch there. But I'm going to add a spotlight to Beth. There we go. Hi. Welcome. Oh, hold on. Are you able to unmute? Let me see if I can get you to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank
So
you.
I'll just share one drawing so that other people have time to share. So this is
Okay.
my last drawing in the cave, and I met my inner wise woman. Like it was a woman older than me, and like she's my inner wise woman, and she wants to share with me more, like be in touch with me.
Oh,
So
that's so beautiful.
yeah, so I thought that was neat. So thank you. I really enjoyed this, and then I'll save my other drawings. I posted them in the Facebook group.
Yes, please post them in the Facebook group and your insights too. Like if you could see a connection of I mean, whether it's being passive, aggressive, maybe like
Well,
you're being
I feel like
assertive.
I was pretty assertive. I do
Okay,
have one question. Like I noticed like for crossing the river, I did this last year too. I always get support. Does
good.
that mean sometimes I should maybe not try to get support and do it on my own? Or like how you were one that wanted to do it on your own and so you got support. Is it kind of the opposite is true? Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Well,
if you're
I
getting
guess it matters
support.
what feels good for you. Because a lot of times when I don't get support, I get frustrated and then I feel like things are moving really slow versus me asking for support, it probably would be much easier. But it could be,
I like support.
yeah,
Yeah.
support's probably better.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I don't recommend doing everything on your own.
Right? Okay, support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. How about K Carb? We got a spotlight. Hi.
I'm kind of a techie nerd. I'm not, I'm still trying to learn the Zoom stuff. But this is my first time, and I didn't know what medium. I had some watercolors, but so I just sketched right now because I didn't have time to do all the coloring. But so this is my first class. It was really interesting. So I for crossing, I'm a, I don't know, can you see?
No, you have the zoom the blur on, but if you hold it maybe next to your chest, yeah,
Maybe this is too light.
it's a little light. But you want to just describe what you created?
Yeah, so basically I did stepping stones and
Mhm.
my water was rushing on that. So I guess I'm kind of a do-it-yourself. I'm not a person that asks for help. So
Mhm.
that probably would, in my coping skills, probably, I guess over the last few years, I've probably been trying to be better about asking for help,
Mhm.
you know. I know that's definitely one of my faults. And then I guess my other one for I did a bobcat and I'm a kind of,
Okay, we
I'll have
won't
to
be
mount
able to
Luke.
see it with the blur, but that's okay. You can describe it to
Anyway,
us.
I did a big bobcat and then I love cats, so I just had to pet it. So, and I guess so. I guess as far as that, it's more of that was the one that you give it something, right?
Mhm.
You
Be
give
assertive.
something, being
Yeah.
assertive. So that fits. And then for the cave, I did snakes and bats, which definitely scared of, and I built a fire. So that I guess that seems to be putting me kind of in the middle of aggressive and also being passive aggressive, I thought, because it was scaring them away, but also being forceful, right?
Yeah.
It kind of being a little bit of both because I didn't really know what to do
Okay.
in
So,
that. And then my last drawing was it was kind of strange at the end because I first I pictured Harrison Ford in the cave with me.
oh,
And then I thought, well, then all of a sudden it became really emotional. I said, well, who would I really want to see in the cave? And it was my mom.
oh,
So yeah.
that's
So
sweet. So, okay, so going back to the drawing
yeah.
of the two creatures, just
Yeah.
be observant for like this next week, and when challenges come up where you need to as like get your needs met, and just think of your response of how you are doing and
Mm.
how that's showing up for you. Because it could be passive aggressive and be like, oh yeah, I am kind of being that way. Like that's what came up.
Yeah. Okay. And then yeah, it's far as I think I tend to definitely push things down. So I probably my first response is to be aggressive. And then for certain people, I'm probably more passive aggressive.
Mhm.
It depends on, my family probably knows me as more aggressive, and then my friends probably think I would probably more passive aggressive. But yeah, that's probably how. But it's interesting how it definitely it brings up emotions that you just didn't feel like you were really dealing with, or
Yeah,
how you would deal with situations. So it's yeah, I really enjoyed the class. Yeah, I signed up for the VIP. I can't wait to get my journal.
awesome.
But I did have one question.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't figure out what medium to use for this session. I couldn't
Okay.
find where that is.
That's
So,
okay. You can use whatever you want. So you used pencil tonight and you can go back in maybe tomorrow morning and add some color. So you're
okay.
welcome to use tomorrow. I would say definitely use some colors, like get some markers out, maybe some watercolors.
Okay. Any kind of type of markers that you recommend?
My favorite are grabby markers. Like,
Grabby. Okay, that's the watercolors I got. Okay.
yeah, I like
A
grabby.
Grabby. Okay. All
Well,
right.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, well, another one, Sonia. Hi,
Hi, first time here. I
welcome.
don't, thank you. I don't know how to lower my hand. So I am definitely a solo journey. It did not even cross my mind to ask for help,
Mhm.
and I swam across. I just watched a great movie based on a true story in Australia where the lady goes through this incredible hikes and survives this crazy nature stuff. And I immediately thought I could be her.
Yeah,
But I definitely didn't even consider asking like for help because I thought I'm by myself in the wilderness. Why would there somebody there to help me? And I think I don't know if I misunderstood your instructions. You said wild animal. I drew a giraffe because
oh,
I love
cool.
them, mainly because they're gigantic and it's like stallion almost like, and
Yeah,
but at the same time really friendly when I met them at the zoo. So for me, they're wild, but yet a wild animal I would want to meet, and that's
yeah,
me out like saying hi or having it
yeah,
with
like you're happy. You're like, yes.
yeah. And in the cave, I drew two bats and I rolled into a ball because that's how I feel like I would survive. And hopefully the bats would just fly away and I would blend in as a rock. Um, and then if I were asleep in the cave, I would feel like a friend would show up and say, "Hi, friend." And then I would feel all this love and warmy dead feelings, and the sun would be shining, and you can kind of see the moon out. That would be kind of what I interpreted it as.
Awesome. So going back to like the two creatures and like you were balled up. So just kind of thinking about like when you need to get your needs met of how are it's like it's more avoidant, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
It's just kind of being observant and saying how is this showing up and is there another way that I could interact in that situation or just kind of problem solve another way of going around it.
So I'm a serial procrastinator on top of things. So
Yeah.
that's probably me just like when I get overwhelmed or I don't know the solution, I just hide.
Yeah. Okay. But this is the opportunity to say, okay, well, what's another way? If you want to. Not that
Yeah.
there's like a wrong way, but just like,
Yeah. I was
yeah,
just thinking it's interesting because I only do that when it affects me, but if it's on other people, I'm a pursuer and my husband was a withdrawer and we always like that was very tense. But it's so if it's other people, I jump because I want the attention and the love.
yeah.
But if it's just on me or if something I need to do for me, that's when I procrastinate and withdraw and I don't want to be there. Sorry, my daughter is here
That's
trying
okay.
to get my attention at the same time.
She can join us tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank you, Sonia.
thank you.
All right, let's do one more. How about Megan? Hi.
Hi. This was also my first time doing the class and I loved it.
Oh,
The
good.
first one I also it did not even occur to me to ask for help. I did stepping stones as well. My instinct actually was to just do one jump, like
Mhm.
just bypass everything. But then I remember you said like larger stream, so I did some stepping stones. And then for the wild animal, the first thing that came to my mind was a lion. And then, um, and I was like, oh gosh, I've never drawn a lion, but I'm kind of happy with how it came out. And then my instinct was to like, yeah, love the lion, which was surprising because like, yeah, when you said like, how do you respond?
Mhm.
I, I liked this exercise because I, no matter what, did my very first thought. Like that was my challenge for myself. Like I didn't want to debate too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved On the Lion and like hugged it, I guess. And then I think my favorite one was, yeah, the two monsters in front of the cave. Immediately, like little gremlins came to my mind. And then again, first thought, I don't know, I like dressed them up in party hats and like party dresses and like said that it was a party. And that's how I don't know, like
I love
I
it.
love it. Yeah, I got out of that situation. And then the final one I feel was the most revealing, where again, I don't know like why, well I do, but like why this came to mind immediately was what was in the cave with me was a baby. And I drew a pacifier and then I yeah, put crying and it says wah like all in the background. And that tracks because I feel like inside I'm grieving some stuff right now, and I feel like my inner baby is crying. So I feel like
Aw.
yeah, it was pretty revealing.
Well, we're sending you a big old hug, and I'm so happy you got to make some art tonight. Oh,
Thank you so much.
yay, your drawings were so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. There's a lot of hands raised. Should we do like one more? Okay, let me look around. I just see a lot of smiley faces. Okay, how about Larry? I'm gonna add a smiley. Let's do one more. Hey, Larry.
I'm really Janet.
Oh, hi,
Using my
Janet.
husband. I'm using my husband's computer.
Oh, yeah, this has happened before.
Yeah. So on my journey, you can't really see it, but I paddled across the water on a big leaf,
Mhm.
and I just thought that was the coolest thing.
It is.
So then I ran into a giant, and I'm so small that I just ran through its legs.
You ran through the what? You ran through the.
It was a giant. My monster was a giant.
Oh, okay. The
was
animal
so-
was a giant.
Yes,
Okay.
it was a giant. So it was so big that I just ran through the legs of the
You ran through the
giant.
legs. Okay, I missed that part. Okay, got it.
And then when the monsters came out, you can't see it, but I took out my magic wand and just poof them away.
Wow.
And then when I was in the cave, it was I put the light of the world,
Oh.
which
So
is
are you
that.
able to make a connection between the drawings of you running through the giant's legs and you
I
the
paddled through by myself. I did everything by myself,
okay.
pretty much. Yeah, I didn't even think to ask for help, for
Okay.
sure.
And do you feel like that's how you're how you're currently moving through your world
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But there's hope.
Yeah. Hope for the world.
Yeah, there's hope. There's hope. So that's what I did.
Awesome. Well, I hope it gives you that opportunity to say, hey, where can I get support? Or how can I stop and ask or problem solve in that way too?
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful, everyone. I know there's a lot of people here, and how I usually run things, especially in the Creative Soul Society, because I want everyone to have an opportunity to talk and connect with it, but I usually open up breakout rooms. And I will do that on Thursday and Friday. So that gives everybody like a small little cubby to hang out and share with each other. I do want to see everyone's work. So I invite you to post your artwork on that particular slide. I think I showed you. You guys remember what it looks like in the Facebook group?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Post your art right there. Post your insights, like how does it relate to your life? And then also comment on 3 other members' work so that everyone can feel connected, feel
I don't know how to do
loved and nurtured, right?
Mhm.
So I do want to look at the chat really quick to see if there are some questions. I know I haven't really been looking at it, but I want to to see. Does anybody have a question if they want to unmute themselves? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine says Zoom. It's Jane. I just never changed my name on this thing. But when I was doing this,
Mhm.
I used my rational side. Okay, you're in this woods, you see a bear. What do? You're supposed to yell, make, it wasn't from my emotional side, like
Okay.
being vulnerable. So is it okay if I redo this thinking more on looking at it more from my emotional side, like how I would react, just from feeling as opposed to, like I find instead of these creatures that were really amazing and the story and how they went through it, I had like a wild boar. I didn't have gremlins. I didn't have anything
That's
like that.
okay.
But it's just so like,
Well, maybe
it's just
you're
a
moving through
rational
your
way.
life in a rational way. Maybe that's how you respond. Like, is it like more like pragmatic and rational? Is that maybe like that's your initial instinct?
Right.
And you're welcome to do it again if you like. I mean, you're welcome. I invite people to do this over and over.
Yeah.
But I don't think needs to be any kind of judgment. It's like an observation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And can I just say you're not alone because I was so surprised. My name's Melanie, by the way. I was super surprised to hear these
I have a question.
imaginative
How to
ideas.
my
I
hand.
thought totally rational too, like my animals were real animals. The things I did, I mean, like maybe I took it like, I guess at first I was like, I take that too seriously, but like I took it so literally that I didn't even think of like a monster and running through its legs. I just thought of like wild animals you'd normally see in real life, or like nothing metaphorical. And then when you shared when you went through and said the things like, did you ask for help? Like those things. So those, yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. Or, I just put like the first thing that came to mind. It's the first time I've ever done art therapy, by the way, and I really loved it. So thank you. But
I'm so
whoever
happy
was
that you.
super cool and did real animals, and the whole thing was more like not super imaginative. That was me too. So
I have a
We're all going to
question.
be able to experience this in so many different ways, right? That's what's the beauty about this, right? That we're all going to experience in a different way. So I am going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. Just to honor your time. We've already been here an hour and a half. I can't believe it. And it's been amazing. I loved hanging out with all of you, and I can't wait to go into the Facebook group and see all your work and like learn about all your insights. So go ahead and finish them up and post them there. But if you do have questions, I will start reading them. I'm going to give myself a minute to check those out.
Where did we post our artwork?
In the Facebook group, it's called the Creative Soul Online Retreat Facebook group. I think the link is here in the chat. I was scrolling down.
Leah,
Did you want to see the
my
flyer?
name's Wendy.
Yeah. Wendy, go ahead.
Can you just address, like, if we can't come to every session this week, like, how can we watch them? Like, I did pay for the VIP part. I know some did, some didn't, but how can we check that out?
Yeah. So as a VIP, you get to go into the portal. And I will show you how to get, this is really important actually, because I'm going to share my screen again. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Wait. All right. I'm going to go to leahguzmanstudio.com. You guys can't see that, can you? There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
It has my site. Okay. So you're going to log into the portal here. And then you're gonna have to put your password and stuff, and then it's gonna say Creative Soul Society membership. So every time that you want to go see a replay, you just go to calendar and Zoom link on this top part. And I'll put all the information, like all the replays here. So for all 5 days, they'll live in the calendar and Zoom link, so you can always do that. And then for those who are not members, the first 3 days will be on my YouTube channel. So that's another place that you can find the first 3 days, but all 5 days will be living
And
in the portal.
that's the same page we go to post our artwork.
No, when you post your artwork, I'm gonna show you. Hold on one second. I'm
Okay.
gonna go to the Facebook group. I think I might have it open. Let me see here. I have Facebook.
All the way on the left.
Oh, I might have it. Here we go. Creative Soul Online Retreat. You're gonna go here in the Facebook group. It's this picture. It says day 1. Here's the thread to post your art. Look there's already 72 comments. What you do is you just go comment, and this is me commenting, but I would pick this little picture here. It says attach a photo. So I would take a picture on my phone, I would attach it, and then you can write about it.
Okay, so just go to the Creative Soul Society Facebook
Well, Creative Soul Online Retreat.
on a Creative Soul Online Retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So just real quick back to the like the videos.
Mm-hmm.
How quickly do you normally post them on there? So like I'm on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So when you're done at like 9:30, do you usually kind of do it then so like we can watch it before the next day comes up?
Sure. Yeah, it'll take
Like
me
how
probably
like do you know what I
like
mean?
an hour.
Like how soon?
Yeah. So I'll
Yeah,
get off
right.
of
Okay,
here
right,
like
right.
10
So maybe
minutes.
so by the next morning.
Yeah, it'll be up there. At the same night I usually post
Okay.
it.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions?